Thank you, Benjamin. Just to clarify, my name is Sander and
I'm Thomas. Nice to meet you.
good afternoon. We both work in Boudewijn Sea Park, Bruge, Belgium. We are a small leisure park with a dolphinarium, and in total we have 8 bottlenose dolphins. In this presentation, we will give you a short overview of the training steps we have taken to prepare Dolphin Indy for her next pregnancy. First, we will start with the introduction of Dolphin Indy. After that, we will give you a short overview of the pregnancy history of our Dolphin Indy. We had to find an answer to the question, how can we improve Indy's parental care before next labor? Together with the team, we wrote a training plan. 7 September 2015, D-Day. Dolphin Indy was born in Bruges on July 13, 2003. She still has a strong relationship with her mother Puck, who is 52 years old and also the alpha female of our group. During 2013, we noticed sexual behavior between Indy and Beachy, our breeding male. The pregnancy was confirmed by ultrasound and blood tests. Normally, a pregnant female gives birth in our breeding pool, together with another experienced female, but separated from the rest of the group. We decided, because of their strong connection, that her mother Puck should be with Indy in our breeding pool. We calculated with the results from regular ultrasounds that Indy should give birth during the half of September. Without any sign, like a temperature drop or contractions, Indy gave birth during the half of August. The next morning we arrived in the park and we noticed that Roxanne, another experienced mother, was swimming around with a newborn calf. Indy was interested but had to stay away. We decided to put Indy and Puck together in our breeding pool. During that time, Roxanne wasn't able to breastfeed the calf, so that's why we decided to separate the calf from Roxanne and introduce the calf to Puck and Indy. Both animals showed no interest, and after a while, Indy became aggressive towards the calf. We decided to tube feed the calf and organized another attempt the following day. Again, Indy had no idea how to take care of her calf. We introduced the calf to the other female Roxanne in the hope to stimulate her milk production. During the rest of the day and night, we had to hand raise the calf. Unfortunately, after 18 days, the calf died. 2 weeks after Indy gave birth to her first calf, we noticed sexual behavior, and again, she was pregnant. We had to find an answer to the question, how can we improve Indy's parental care? A literature study with articles from soundings and aquatic mammals, contact with other parks, and lots of team meetings resulted in a training plan.
So, we set up a plan divided in 3 categories. We wanted Indy to learn how to present her mammae when the SD was given. We wanted Indy to learn how to swim with a calf on her inner side and keep him away from pool walls and corners. We wanted Indy to be in the same pool when another experienced female gave birth to her calf. The global training steps. To prepare Indy for these learning steps, we first needed to train 2 new behaviors and therefore introduce 2 new SDs. Our training plan involved the use of a dummy calf, so a well-planned and steady desensitization was necessary in order for us to use this calf during our parental training plan. The last step was to combine these 2 new behaviors with the dummy calf. Step 1. Presenting the mammae. For this behavior, we used a visual SD that could easily be given from the side of the pool. We taught Indy to turn slightly on her side and present her mammae when the SD was given. We used a target pole to encourage her to keep swimming in this position, even while swimming. Then, we introduced a third trainer who desensitized touching the mammae. Step 2. The dummy calf. We chose the dummy calf as a useful tool to help us clarify the meaning of our training to Indy. This dummy, a harbor porpoise with almost the same measurements as a newborn dolphin calf, is made from fiberglass. First, we wanted Indy to be comfortable with the dummy in the water. Then, we wanted her to be comfortable with having physical contact with the dummy. We used A to B's and random behaviors with the trainer in the water while holding the dummy in the other hand. The next step in our training plan was to combine the mammae position with the dummy. A trainer in the water touched the mammae with his fist while holding the dummy in the other hand. In the end, we replaced our hands by the dummy and held the dummy against Indy's mammae even while swimming. We used fins so we would be able to swim next to her in this position. Improving the swimming behavior. To teach Indy how to swim between the calf and the pool walls, we trained her in a way so that Indy was stimulated to keep the calf out of the corners of the pool. We introduced a new SD for this behavior. A trainer in the water swam at the inner side while placing his hands against Indy's body. In a later stadium, we replaced our hands by the dummy. Step 3. In the breeding pool with Roxanne. Roxanne is one of the most experienced mothers in our facility. We expected her calf to be born in July, approximately 1.5 months earlier before Indy's delivery. We decided to place them together in the breeding pool while Roxanne gave birth to her calf. In this video, you can see how Indy is paying attention to the birth.
The day before the birth, we measured the temperature drop. After a short period of contractions, Indy gave birth to her second calf. Directly after the birth, she panicked again. The calf was swimming alone against pool walls and corners, and we prepared everything for another intervention. Every time Indy passed the trainer, we tried to give her the swimming signal. After 5 minutes, she began swimming with the calf on her inner side. We only reinforced her when they swam together, and after bridging, we did throw a fish in front of her. Later, we were able to reinforce her when they took a breath together. After a while, we were able to reinforce her also for the intervention behavior when the calf was swimming towards pool walls or corners. A few hours later, nursing behavior was observed and Indy presented her mammae towards the calf. This video will show you the two mothers with their calves in our breeding pool a few days later. Step by step, we were able to improve Indy's parental care. This is another example why husbandry behavior, by operant conditioning, will result in an increase of our animals' welfare. We want to thank our zoological team, our veterinarian Piet, all our volunteers who helped during the 24 hours observations, our colleagues from Dolfinarium Harderwijk for the dummy, and last but not least, the veterinarians Niels, Katrien, and of course Geraldine for sharing information, birth protocols, and their knowledge. This video will show you Ori in our facility 3 years later. It has some music with it.